When I was in Physics 1, I always thought of, for my long term, I'd be using something with sports, and so like a baseball or a basketball or a football, and spin it, and just think about how it moves and things like that. And I thought that because with we're working with classical physics and planets, which are spherical, and objects like that. Uh, just working with basic velocity, acceleration, and terms like that. And then my sophomore year, I had another physics long term, and I actually had 3 technical long terms that year. I had a history one for anatomy, and one in physics. And I think the classes I was taking really had an influence on the ideas that came to my mind. I struggled finding ideas because I wanted to stray away from sports and stick to something more scientific. I think maybe because of my anatomy class and also the relatability aspect, I did a long term on hand lotion and dry skin. And then this year, I was really interested in the biology aspect, taking an AP biology course, and so that's where I'm at right now. I wanted to look at the phenotypes of specific animals and see if we could determine any leaders. So maybe where these individuals stand in groups, how they react to like a predator. Would they flight, would they fight or would they flee? Would the others, non-leaders, step up and interact, or would they shy away? Tendencies, characteristics, are they larger, are they male, are they female, are they smaller, maybe different colors, coloration, size and length of body parts like legs, mass even. And then that idea was for this year's long term, and that started many months ago. Since then, I've been through a lot of preliminary work, a lot of observations. I started looking at geese in the fall, and then before I got any data, I really just observed and took pictures. And then they migrated south, and there are no more geese up here in Pennsylvania. So there went that idea. So then I had to use a different animal, and so I had to choose an animal that I could keep in bins or in flasks or beakers, and I went through the idea of ants and worms, and I finally ended up on crickets. So far, I've been to PetSmart twice, got 2 different batches of crickets, did a lot of observations. I got into some data recently, but I really haven't had much work done. A lot of ideas. It's really hard to make these ideas work, and it takes more than just thought. You have to actually start acting, some trial and error. That's what a lot of these are, and you have to put away a lot of time. I've already probably put in 20 or so hours, and that's with very little evidence to show for it. Do you want me to talk about anything I'm specifically testing? Like, do you want me to talk about like putting them in corners? Or?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Do whatever you want. Here's the real question.